Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. And we have, for roll call, we have all 5 Board of Finance members present, 4 here in the room, and Brian on Zoom, Brian Lynch on Zoom. Next up is the approval of the minutes from the March 28th Board of Finance meeting.
I'll move we approve those minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Dave seconds. Motion by Steve, second by Dave. Is there any discussion on the minutes?
A few things we agree on, Steve.
Okay, if, I'll make a quick comment. Dottie, thank you. They were long, and it was a long night, and they were excellent minutes. All in favor of approving the minutes as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Correspondence. We got a report from Mr. Antonson. I brought a copy if anyone did not see it. We all have it? Okay. Any other correspondence that anyone else might have had?
Just Bill.
Yeah. The bill, the usual 2-day early bill. Full report.
I don't know how to take that, but.
That's a positive.
Oh, okay.
In other words, it doesn't show up at 6:55. Always an excellent report by Bill. Any other correspondence? No. Okay, we'll move on to citizen comments. We'll start in the room first. Any citizen comments in the room?
Just here to be observed.
Good to have you here. Any citizen comments on Zoom? Looks like, is that a hand raised?
No, it's Amy's mouse.
Linda.
Linda's got like a white hand right to go like that.
No, that's Amy's.
Oh, that's the cursor. Sorry, Linda. Anyone on Zoom, any citizen on Zoom have a comment? Or would like to make a comment? Okay. We'll move on to item 5 on the agenda, Selectmen's update, first Selectman Amy St. Arch.
All right, good
Amy, the
evening.
floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. A couple of fun things. The Little League season kicks off on Saturday with a parade at 11 a.m. leaving from the Library Community Center. Another fun thing going on at the Library Community Center is the Community Art Show. Additionally, this coming Monday, our very own poet laureate, Steve Vayu, is hosting a poetry reading night. And that'll be at the library in the room that holds the Community Art Show between 6 and 7:30 p.m. At last night's building committee meeting, a recommendation was made to award a contract for the salt storage facility. They are recommending that it go to the lowest bidder. They did some value engineered adjustments to the project to make it work within our budget. So that's going to be going to the Board of Selectmen this week, so we can keep things moving forward, because obviously we want this project done before the snow flies this coming or this next year. On Tuesday, we opened oil tank removal bids for the Library Community Center oil tank, that's underground storage tank. And they came in higher than was projected. Knocked me off my feet, but I have been assured by Brian Santos that everything's going to work out okay. So they have not been reviewed or leveled by Brian yet. So I'm optimistic that this is going to work out as well in our favor. Also on Wednesday, Joe Tasek, myself met with Beta Group. And that's the engineering firm that we're working with on the pavement management here in town. They had pulled some core samples from some of the key roads that Joe had targeted for some type of either full reclamation or some. Basically, we were just talking about what other options might there be to improve these road surfaces. It was really an interesting meeting. There's a few other paving methods that we might be able to try on various roads to extend the use of the funds that we have. And then we also discussed some options that could extend the life of the roads that are in okay shape right now. To get us another 10 years of use on some of the roads. So, we're doing everything possible to maximize the funds that we have. Joe's doing a phenomenal job and, yeah, let's just hope this budget passes so that it can do the work that he has planned. And that's pretty much all I have.
Is it too early to share the salt shed costs?
It was 1.5 and change. I don't remember the exact dollar amount. Do you remember off the top of your head? Okay,
Plus or minus, it's in the
Yeah.
1.5 neighborhood.
1.5,
Last time you
which
talked
is
about it,
approximately what we have.
yeah, and if the last time you updated it, it looked like the project might be shelved.
Correct.
So
It
that's
was,
good.
the low
news.
bidder came in at 1.7, but they had some alternative options within their bid.
That we did.
That we were able to apply to get it down to where we needed to be without sacrificing the size of the building. That's the key
Yeah.
factor. So we're getting the size that we needed so that we can adequately store the material, but also safely work within the building. So
And likewise, I imagine on the oil tanks, it's too early.
it's too early. The bids haven't been leveled yet. So I know Brian Santos takes the lead on a lot of the work for that. And none of the building committee members have actually looked at the bids yet.
Super. Anyone else have any questions for Amy? Super quiet group tonight. Okay, thank you, Amy. Moving on to item 6, school district update. I don't see Melinda here, but we have the chairman of the BOE here.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Melinda's
Kathy.
on school vacation. I'll just give you a brief update on the, okay. Our head count is down 1 from last month. There's a lot of movement, but it's in the elementary school. We're down 1 pupil. The other thing I'll touch upon, we've not heard back on the HVAC, HVAC grant yet, but nobody has.
No.
So everybody's in limbo, not just us. So, and of course, they said we would be here by the end of March. Here it is, mid-April, nobody's heard. So that isn't horrible news, but you know, we're holding our breath, crossing our fingers, toes, and everything else. Our special education percentage of students remains pretty much flat. Unfortunately, one of those students had to go out of district. They were in the Bradley program, but they needed to be placed out of district. So that is going to hurt our numbers. And that's my segue to Bill.
Thank you, Kathleen. Any questions for Kathleen? Questions or comments? Okay. Next up is financial report. Bill, it's all yours.
Property tax perspective, 19.9 million collected year to date, 96.2% of budget. Things are progressing nicely there. State and federal grants receipts this year, this month. The telephone access line tax payment came in along with the second payment of the Pequot Indian grant. As we've discussed in the past, state and federal grant bucket looks like it's lagging behind at 55%, but that is 100% caused by the fact that we've only received one of the 2 ECS, the education equalization payments. So when that payment comes in, which is May or June, if I remember correctly, we'll be right on target from a revenue perspective there. Local revenue ahead of plan for the same drivers we've talked about for the last few months. The reimbursement on the school security gate project and investment income continues to be high. On that note, paying attention to the Fed a little bit, and it seems like the prevailing mood is to delay reduction of interest rates, and that's as of yesterday. So that's good news for our budget projection.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll help us out a little bit on the revenue side, because I think they were anticipating their first cut in June, actually. And they've already delayed that.
You're lucky to see one this year.
Right. On the expense side, we're at 6.9 million, approximately 79% of the full year budget. A few other update items, as Kathleen mentioned, no word on the HVAC grant yet. Bill Birch has been nudging them repeatedly, but she mentioned nobody has heard anything. Had a conversation with Phoenix Advisors today about how that affects our borrowing and sort of developing a plan B just in case we have to go ahead with the track and the school entrance work. The track work is slated to start in mid to late May, if I remember correctly. You may recall, I was hoping to do all the borrowing at once to try to minimize issuance costs, but I may have to dance a little bit there, but I'll keep you updated. The last item pertains to now that we're through the audit. This was actually the final year of our contract with King and King. I have not had the opportunity to put the audit work out for an RFP, but I'm preparing to do so. Unless, of course, the board decides that they like King and King for another year, I wouldn't mind that, but that's up to you guys. So that's where I'm at.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions for Bill or comments on?
Continued interest to continue next year, and do we have a
Yes.
vote from them?
Yes, they
Or is
are,
there
and
already-
they had actually provided, I would have to revisit it,
But-
because I told him I wouldn't necessarily hold him to it, but he provided the numbers that are in the budget for the audit fees. So I would expect that it would be very close to what we had budgeted, because you may recall that this was a 3-year budget, if I remember right. And we had the good fortune of being locked into that contract during a period where there was some pretty steep increases in, not just audit fees, but professional services in general. And we may be pretty well
The year that
served
just ended was our third year of the contract, was the final year of that.
of that contract, yes.
So, and they're relatively, this is their third year of the period.
Right, and only, well, I guess it would be my second audit with them, although I kind of feel like it was really my first,
Sure.
with sort of my numbers.
Sure.
But the second time through the audit process with them. As you guys know, this is what I did for most of my career. And I think they do a pretty solid audit.
They've certainly been more, it's certainly arrived more timely
Mm.
than it has, that maybe them and you or more you and your team historically, but how much of a lift is it to send it out to RFQ?
Oh, it definitely, the one thing I'm concerned about, and this is 100% on me, is that if I remember right, they come out initially in late June, believe it or not.
So you have to
You know,
get it
it
out,
starts
you have to get it
at-
out pretty soon if you're gonna consider it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, my view would be to do it simply because, yes, we've had an inflationary period, but they did increase their numbers.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
And if at a minimum, we get a peace of mind cross-check and we stay with them, at least we have that, at a minimum, that's what we would
Yeah.
have. And how long we should go again? I mean, at some point, we want to switch auditors, so is that like a 5, 6, 7-year cycle at max, or what's the?
I will admit, 3 is brief, I would
Yeah.
think, because the joke in the profession would always be year 1, you're sort of training each other.
Right,
The client learns the new audit process and the auditor is learning the new client.
that's right.
And I think the fear of an extended relationship is that you get sort of too cozy with them.
Too
I
comfy.
think our risk is a little mitigated there, and that these guys are from the other end of the state. I'm not meeting them at the Black Dog for a cold one every now and then,
Gotcha.
they're
So.
they're definitely independent.
And what's, within, like, what is, do they feel, is it the same as the private sector, or do they say, like, don't go any late? Is there general rules that, maybe not a hard rule, but don't go more than 6 years, don't go more than 10?
I can look into that. I know it's definitely longer than 3.
Yeah,
3
I think
short.
Three seems.
Well, we used to do about a 3-year contract when I remember
How
back,
many successive would you do, potentially? 3
Pardon?
plus 3? How
About
many
3 years.
successive 3 years?
3 years was pretty normal.
And then you would.
And we were with the same auditor for several years.
okay.
That's what I'm asking. How many years were you with the same one?
I don't remember a change, let me put it that way.
I recall that Bloom Shapiro, if I remember right, Dave, was the auditor for quite a while.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Forever.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And it does, the change in auditor does just inherently create a lot of new work
Yeah,
on both
Which-
sides.
Yep.
Mhm.
Sometimes you learn from new work,
Oh,
so
yeah,
there's
absolutely.
benefits to that too, but
Yeah,
I
sure.
understand.
Well, 3 years is short. I don't think it'd be wrong to go 4 or 5 or 6 maybe, but. You know, we're at the short end, I think, of the.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't object to staying. You said the right price, so,
With bidding,
yeah, well,
But still
we have to do bidding, and if we can do better cost wise, it'd be great.
okay.
But there is a cost, a learning cost on our end. I don't know. if
Yes.
You can measure that very easily, but it's there.
Bill creates hours in the day. He's amazing at that. Any other comments or questions for Bill? Okay, we move on. Turtle Lot Fund update. Turtle Lot Board of Trustees. We have a few here. I personally don't have an update. It's been relatively quiet.
Nothing's changed, nothing's happening. Oh, they're moving furniture up to the second and the third floor from all the museums, but that's a historical society, so
Yeah.
no.
Do you guys recall anything? The spending was minimal. I think there was some funding, right? With the market bouncing back, there was some.
There was a little bit of an increase. I looked at the statement briefly. I don't remember the number, but it was headed in the right direction modestly anyway.
They are thinking about, Joe, I met, because of the historical society meeting, Joe wants to move forward with looking at the AV system for those garbage audits. So they may actually be using some of that $100,000 pass through,
Mhm.
but it's already in the budget and out. So.
New business, item 9, any new business?
I don't know if it's proper here, Rob, but, I think we should probably schedule a couple of special meetings the week of the referendum, just in case, to push ahead. If it fails, we're gonna have to get a new budget through, hopefully. That would bring us to the middle of June, which is gonna put pressure on the tax collecting department. So I don't know if we usually meet that night. Bush, I believe, is a Monday night this year.
That's
Right.
correct.
And on that note, I do have a tentative schedule should the first one fail.
Okay.
Oh, look at head of the class.
Yeah.
So preferably Board of Finance would have to meet between May 20th, so the night of the referendum, through the 22nd to finalize a new budget. Board of Selectmen meets on May 23rd to sign a legal notice. This would set us up to have our next town meeting on June 10th, with the referendum following on June 24th.
Can you delete that for a minute? So, and if we did it the following week, would that not work?
Because then it'll
No.
push you into
Then you're in
July.
July.
That's the only way to get one more in before, to get the tax bills out.
I'm not here. I'm out of country.
Town meeting on the 10th, you said?
It's gonna pass.
Yeah.
Well,
I certainly hope so.
Discussion at all.
Actually, I'm out of the country too.
The
Oh,
20th to
on
the
the-
22nd.
On May 20th through the
You know, I
22nd?
leave on the 21st and I come back on the 24th.
Oh, okay.
I leave on this Thursday and come back on the Tuesday. So I come back when you leave.
So what are we looking at on the week of
Oh, you're
the
there. You come back on Tuesday.
week of the 20th?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
Yeah, the conference
the
is,
week of the 20th.
Wow.
the conference is the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. I'm back on the 22nd. Sorry.
And you're gonna be back
I
when?
leave on the 21st and I come back on the 24th.
Can we schedule a meeting that night? I don't know if we can get anything
That meeting
accomplished.
right.
This room will be in use.
Mhm. I
On the
think he's done it
24th.
upstairs.
No,
in the
no,
past.
on the 20th. That's the referendum date.
Right.
Normally, we meet with a special meeting to set the mill rate at that.
Right. But that's
That means a
But-
lot of-
10-minute meeting.
That
Use
was
our-
Well, it had to be,
absentee.
if it's a special meeting, work on the budget would have to be on the agenda.
You will have one more meeting before the referendum on the 16th
Yeah.
Right.
is your
Yeah.
meeting, so. I'll work with Marie and see if we can squeeze one more week.
Or,
I think if we put the legal notice in the Norwich Bulletin, I think that's what we're always trying to avoid because it's a lot pricier. So let me talk to
I
Marie
mean, I could
tomorrow.
possibly come back on Thursday and meet on Friday, but I don't know how people feel about meeting on Friday or or I'm connecting in
I don't know,
remote.
it's full
Again,
moon that night, might be unlucky.
might feel like
The 20,
the 20th,
The
it's gonna be late,
23rd
right? The 20th, it'll be probably 8:30 before we have
Oh,
results.
at least.
9 o'clock.
With, yeah, it could be late.
Right,
so if we have to advertise in the Norwich Bulletin, but even their timelines they require more time than they used to. It used to be you could just send them the notice and they publish it for the next day, and now you need like a 3-day notice.
Yeah, but
So
we're,
even with
we're
no
okay
bullet-
because the budget's all set.
What's that? We are.
Yeah. No, I mean, for noticing.
Oh, right.
I mean, there have been years, like last year, we had a deadline
Mhm.
to get that.
Amy, is there another newspaper that you can advertise in? Because let's face it, nobody reads the Norwich Bulletin.
No, we do the Villager. That's the one that we're trying to do, but they only publish they come out on Friday. So which means, and we have to get them the print the week before, so that would have it in by the 31st. Yeah,
could you give them the print and then cancel, then say, don't put it in?
No, we're talking about. The town meeting now, that's set by.
That's all set.
Oh,
That one,
oh yeah, that
set.
one's all
that
set.
one we're all
for May
set on,
6th.
Dave. We're talking about round two if there's.
Round two.
If there is a round two.
Yeah,
I'll crunch the dates with Marie again. And see.
Is it worth looking into that? If you sent it to them and then say, don't publish it, can they pull it?
You know, I would say probably not, but.
'cause I'll be.
So are you
I'm not-
looking that you might be well, the 27th is Memorial Day.
Mhm.
So are you saying you might be available the 28th and the 29th
I'm
to
out,
meet?
I'm out of town the
I
rest
know
of the
you,
week.
That's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
yeah,
Maybe I just connect remotely. I don't know. It's either that or we work over the weekend. I mean, I'm not gonna ask everybody to work over the weekend because of me, but if people want to work
That'd
over
be
the
fine.
weekend, we'll work over the weekend.
We'll
It's a
do that.
holiday
It's
weekend.
around me.
the
it's a
holiday
hard
weekend?
weekend. I'm home.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean the
The
24th,
25th,
25th, and
the
26th?
24th
Yeah,
and 25th.
I'm counting on it passing. It's a problem.
I'm with you, Steve.
Me too.
plan for the best and hope for the worst. How's that go?
That's right.
You're an army guy.
You're back, Nikki.
All right, so potentially you'll meet on that weekend.
I'm asking the members.
I
I could
can
connect
make-
remotely and someone else would have to, I can't run, it's hard to run the meeting remotely.
Yeah.
I could chime,
You want to be in
yeah.
person?
I'm willing to be
Well,
like
if-
online like Brian.
Oh, okay.
If the
If we
group
have,
prefers it.
no, but if we have to meet, it's probably better for all of us to be on board
Agreed.
that night,
Okay.
whenever. And it wouldn't necessarily, if we meet, say, on 25th, it could be during the day.
Could be.
Mhm.
So you're asking me to cancel my tea time?
Yes, Brian, we all must
I-
make sacrifices.
Oh, my God, Dave, you're killing me.
It's a long shot, Brian, because the budget's gonna pass.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, the 25th is good. We gotta meet the 25th, we'll meet the 25th.
So I'll work on dates based on
Would-
that.
Well, that's a
If
Saturday.
everybody can do that, that's fine with me.
Mhm.
That's a
Okay with you,
Saturday.
Nikki?
Fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to check now. I think so.
In which
I got two
case,
different calendars.
you're right, Rob. We may be able to have the legal notice ready for Norwich Bulletin, hold on to it and say, we're gonna call you on Monday with the actual dollar amount to put in. Potentially.
Well, I think this is a meeting that we all should be present at, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Zooming like this in a regular meeting, that's one thing, but we're
Yeah.
talking about the budget like this, I think it would be important that we're all there physically.
Are you
Yeah.
available?
I
Well, we
agree.
can work around your tea time, Brian.
No, that would be at 9:30. I'm done by
Oh.
2:30. I'm in the 19th
gonna-
hole at
I was just
3.
gonna ask that question.
If you want.
About Bill. Bill,
Yeah.
you're not, like, are we really inconveniencing you?
Saturday.
Okay. I know we're all talking our schedules, but you're a key component too.
Okay.
Okay.
That's-
No, okay.
Oh, wait a second.
Good
I don't
point,
think I'm
though.
here.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I
Mary-
am. It's the following weekend, I think.
So we're
I was
gonna,
gonna say,
we're gonna,
'cause I'm
we're,
gonna get my absentee.
we're kind of
ballot back
zeroing in on the
my-
25th.
What time do you want to start?
I'm an early riser, but I.
Me
doesn't
too.
matter to me.
Early,
Doesn't
earlier
make any
probably the
difference to
better.
me.
6 o'clock in the morning is good for me.
6 a.m.
I was gonna say, I'm on the road by like 5:45 in the morning, so you guys tell me what time.
I'll set up
8
breakfast
a.m.
here.
8 a.m.
8 AM?
We've got a 6 and a noon. We'll go for 8.
Yeah, no noon time, right. Between
Okay.
8 and 9, I think that's anytime between there.
Okay.
I'll bring breakfast, but we won't need it.
Okay.
We're not gonna need the meeting.
Thank you, everyone. I would cancel, but this is it's a grand opening for a facility. and-
That's
Nikki's gone
Saturday?
too, so.
I was gonna say, if I
That
could
week,
change
I'll
the national
cancel my
conference,
trip.
then I don't need to work where I'm working.
It's in
No, I
Costa Rica.
understand.
It's a grand opening and they have, government officials and things like, I gotta be there.
You can blame me.
No, I can't believe it. Thank you.
We'll
So,
be in Montreal.
old business, any other new business? Will we jump off in new business? Okay.
The old business discussion of that.
Neat.
Nathaniel Lanky, the vacant seat on the board, that will be old business next.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead of you.
No, we're on.
Not that I'm. oh,
We're on it. You're
Oh,
on it. You're right on
okay.
track. You're tracking Dave with me. Did you have a comment?
No, I think it would be proper to
It's not a motion.
accept
I'll make the motion. Unless you are.
Nathaniel Lanky as the new representative on the Board of Finance, as recommended by the Democratic Town Committee.
Is that in the form of a motion, Dave?
Yes.
Dave made a motion.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Nikki. Is there any discussion about Nathaniel or about the motion? Okay, I'm not sure on this one. We're not spending money. I don't know if this is around the room or.
I would think
I
so.
think it's a personal.
Yeah.
And I always start to my left, so Nikki.
Yes.
Brian, how do you vote?
Yes,
Dave?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
And Rob, I'll vote yes, so that passes 5-0. No other old business, but we did skip the second round of citizen comments. There were none on the first round.
Well, based on the business that's been transacted tonight.
All right, there's probably not much, but if there's no objection, I'd like to just ask, just so that there's not an issue.
No objection.
Any comments in the room?
So,
Any comments on the Zoom for citizen, second round of citizen comments? That's not on the agenda, but we're asking. No comments. Super. Thank you, everyone. Item 11, Board of Finance member comments. Are there any Board of Finance member comments?
well, I'm concerned about the 18% increase in the electrical rates starting in July by Pura. I just read that.
Mhm.
So we need to keep that in mind when we meet on Saturday, the 25th. Because it is gonna start in July, if I'm reading it correctly.
July
So-
1.
30 to
July
40
this year.
a month.
Yeah, $40 a month, average 480 a year.
Well, that's great
That's
until you
for a
get into
single
when you're
household.
doing,
Correct.
when your electric bill is, for us, is, hundreds of thousands of dollars, 18% is a pretty good chunk, so
Mm.
we need to keep that in mind for the town. That's all I have, just to,
Yeah, that article.
No,
had a
I'm
lot
glad you
about-
mentioned that,
They're
Brian. I
trying to
hadn't read
get
that.
rid of it.
yeah, 18.1, I think it was.
They're still fighting to try to find something in the state to help compensate, but they don't think they can.
No, they voted in already. It's done, and Pura they don't have to go to the legislation. They've
Yep.
made their vote. It's coming to us. So, all right, that's all I had.
I had just a question for Amy, maybe just to think about if we don't have an answer, but with the new shed, the new salt shed coming in, is that larger and does that allow us to buy in more volume? In that more volume, can we Can we get a better contract, or is it just based on usage regardless of number of deliveries?
I can find out.
It might be worth
but-
asking, because we're gonna be scraping for dollars, and we don't wanna, I don't think we wanna reduce the amount of salt, but if we're gonna reduce the amount we pay for.
Well,
it.
the number of deliveries that come through.
Correct.
Just keep the lights out.
scrutinize
in
the
the
bills a
salt
little
shed.
bit. So
Okay.
I know Joe was considering going with another salt vendor in the coming
Okay.
year.
Okay.
So,
Any other comments? Board of Finance?
No.
Just what I was just reminded of, the
Nikki?
Little League is gonna be on Winnie as well. So they're putting Thompson's game for opening day. The major game will be on Winnie, so at least it gives a little bit more visibility for Thompson too. So the Little League's trying to get the voice out there, get some extra funds, do some extra fundraising, so they're working it. And that was one of the ways they thought they could do it, so.
Anyone else?
No,
Super, 30 minutes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll
No,
make a motion to adjourn.
Brian has a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Steve has a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed?
okay.
Okay. Very efficient. Thank you, everyone.